We have lots of exciting stuff to talk about. Super, super pumped. So all of a sudden it's June 16th and Summit is in like a month and a month and a week, a month and 2 weeks. Oh, I just saw Ray hopped on. So super, super excited. It's coming down really quickly. And I know a lot of you guys obviously haven't gone before. So I know you guys are super excited. So we wanted to hop on a call just to give you some information about Summit, just some helpful tips to kind of feel better prepared. I know there's quite a few of us on this team who are pretty type A. We like to know stuff ahead of time. So this is for you, for people like Megan who just want to show up on a whim.
Who's driving me?
You all relied on me last year and my binder. So, so hopefully we'll give you guys some really great info just to kind of get better prepared for Summit, answer any questions that you guys have, and just get super, super excited because it is going to be here. Oh my gosh, I can't. It's going to be here before we know it. And last year we had 3 people who went off of our team. So I went, Megan went, and Amanda went. And it was all of our first time going. So this is only the second time we'll be going. So it's not like we've even been a ton of times. So I'm sure this next year, they're going to do stuff that we haven't seen. So I'm super, super excited just to see what all they do. They definitely roll out all the stops. So there's so much to take in. So before we start going through some info, so I took a sheet, a page of just notes, different categories. I'm going to kind of run through some info. Megan, jump in, definitely. If you've got questions, feel free to take yourself off mute and ask them or type them in the chat. I will also I typed up all of these notes. So I'll be sending those out to everybody along with the recording. That way you guys have them. But at any time, if you have any questions, let us know. So the first and foremost, so this is the number one tip I can give you. Raise your hand if you've already downloaded the Summit app. Who's already downloaded it? Elena, who else? Ray, no. Michelle, Shay is raising her hand. Okay, so if you have not already downloaded the app, that is your homework by the end of this week. So all you need to do is just go into your Play Store or your App Store, whatever it's called on your phone, and just search for Summit 2016. So this app is amazing. It literally has everything. I kind of like to play it safe, and I'm going to recommend a little bit later that you have paper copies of things, but that's just because I'm crazy. Like Megan's no. That's only because I'm crazy, so it makes me feel better. So for anybody, probably Elena, you're probably going to want to do that because it makes you feel better, right? So having the app is fantastic because it has everything in one central place on your phone. But the reason that I say to also have a backup and to print stuff off is because last year we had hundreds of thousands of coaches all in one place. And Megan, you can attest, the service got pretty crappy sometimes. So we'd be in the middle of training, or we would be in the middle of the downtown area, and all of a sudden nobody could get service. So if you're trying to go to your training and you forget what hall you're in, or if you forget what time some of your stuff is and you can't rely on that app, yes, you can ask other people. But again, if you're like me, that causes a lot of stress. I get really stressed out. So last year, what I did is so Beachbody will send you an email kind of with an event packet per se. So it's going to have a copy of the agenda. It's going to have a copy per track of what your schedule is. It's going to have just some helpful FAQs. I printed out the entire thing and I just threw it into a binder. I had it organized that way I could just flip through it if I wanted to. You can also find a lot of that information on the Coach Summit website. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure that you do. The address for that is just CoachSummit2016 altogether.com. It also has a lot of those resources on there. So it has the full copy of the agenda and things like that. So just pre-planning, try to make sure that you get that app downloaded. But 2, if you don't print out all that information, just write it down. Write it down somewhere and just put it in your notebook or put it in your journal. So you know where your training is, you know what you signed up for, even what you got for lunch. Because sometimes, like, I remember being in line and I forgot what I ordered. I was like, did I get a turkey sandwich or did I get a salad? So it's just nice to have that information right there and accessible for you. So the way that Summit kind of works, so we are going up, the majority of all of us are going up on Wednesday. So that's when our rental for the house starts. So obviously I suggest everybody go up on Wednesday, which is I think it's the 27th of July. So Wednesday is nice because unless you're getting any kind of coach certification training, there's no scheduled Beachbody activities, which is really great, which means that we can kind of take our time getting up there, right, Elena? Hello. We can kind of take our time getting up there. When we get there, we can get settled into the house. We can kind of get all settled. Later on, I kind of want to talk to you guys just about some team activities we can do while we're there. I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but I certainly don't want to have like mandatory stuff planned that doesn't allow you to go out and experience Nashville, because let me tell you, Megan and I went and experienced some Nashville last year, but we failed to pace ourselves. So we went the first night. So this year, my goal is that Megan and I pace ourselves so that we can enjoy Nashville a little bit less hungover. So when we get in town on Wednesday, we'll check into the house. I'll be sending out house information to all you guys. So it'll just be a nice little sheet that has a reminder of the address, any information on getting into the house, like codes and things like that, I'll send to everybody. What I wanted to offer up for everyone is I plan on driving. So anybody who is planning on driving or who maybe is wanting to carpool and wants a central place to meet up. So anybody who is welcome to come to my house on Tuesday evening and spend the night. That way you can already be with a big group of people that next morning whenever we head out. If you're planning on meeting us somewhere else, I think for the most part, everybody who's coming in, it would be central to meet either in the Wentzville area for people who are already in St. Louis or who are coming from like Jefferson City. Elena and Shay, I think you guys are a little bit further south, so we might want to work with you guys and figure out where all we need to meet up. But for anybody that wants to come up Tuesday night, they are more than welcome to stay at my house. There's plenty of space. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in doing. If you're planning on meeting up with us along the way or you need somebody to pick you up, let us know. One of the other things, if you're meeting at my house and you want to leave a car, you're more than welcome to do that. Oh, so Elena coming from Owensville. Okay. Megan is staying the night. Megan already RSVP'd. She's like, I'm staying the night. One of the other nice things though too is if you want to stay at my house that Tuesday, you're welcome to leave your vehicle so it's somewhere safe since we are going to be gone until Sunday. There's plenty of room at our house. So again, if you want to leave your vehicle and carpool up, more than welcome. So Thursday is kind of the day where stuff starts happening. So Thursday is when the opening ceremonies are, which are amazeballs. Like it is so much fun because you go into this huge stadium and all of a sudden there's just like hundreds of thousands of like Beachbody vibes. Like and it's everywhere and it's almost overwhelming because you're like, holy shit, look at all of these people. And they're all excited and they're all taking selfies. All of them. Like it's amazing. And so that's usually in the afternoon. One thing to note, so last year, I didn't realize how hot it was going to be in that stadium. It was blazing. It was like a sauna. So you're going to want to bring some comfortable clothes for the opening ceremony. Don't feel like you need to get super dressy. I think last year I wore like a little cotton tank top and some like comfortable shorts. We spent most of the day on Thursday kind of just walking around Nashville. We did some sightseeing. We popped in a couple shops. I think we had lunch downtown. there were some, depending on, Elena, depending on when you signed up for your workout, so your workouts will be scheduled Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So depending on when your workout is, last year, Megan and I had our workout. We had one of our workouts because last year we could do more than one. So this year that's a little bit different where you can only pick one workout. Last year we had two, and Megan and I missed our morning workout. So since we only have one, we're going to make it this year. So for the open-end ceremonies, again, on Thursday, wear something comfortable. It will be pretty hot. And then we actually have that evening free again. But you're probably not going to want to go out and get too crazy because Friday and Saturday are kind of the jam-packed days. So when I say they're jam-packed, they're jam-packed. You may look and say, hey, I only have a training at 10 in the morning, and then I have another one, I don't know, from 3 to 6, whatever it might be. You're going to be downtown all day, and you're going to want to do a lot. So there's the core, which is where you can buy Beachbody apparel. You don't want to miss going there. Even if you don't want to buy anything, which I'll be thoroughly impressed if you go in and you don't buy anything, but you're going to want to go. You're going to want to go and take a peek because there is so much stuff, not only for you, but they also have some really cool stuff that you can get as incentives for your coaches and for your challengers. So last year, I picked up like a couple goodies. They have stuff, all different prices. So definitely, and they also take credit cards. So don't worry about having to always have cash with you. They do take credit card, yes, and they've got freebies and samples. I mean, all kinds of stuff, new programs, apparel. The core is kind of just like your little mind will just explode, and it's huge. But the thing about the core is, and here's why I'm telling you it's going to be a full day, is you're going to say, oh my gosh, I've got 2 hours. I've got 2 hours in between this training and my next training to eat lunch, and I'm going to go to the core. You need to remember that there are hundreds of thousands of coaches going, and the lines for the core are crazy. So holla for you guys who got the key. You will be very happy that you got it. If you didn't get a key, you're still going to get into the core. It is perfectly fine, but you need to expect that you're probably going to be waiting in line. So last year, I know what we did is we ran downstairs really quickly because everybody was talking about how long the core line was. So we ran downstairs really quickly and we grabbed our boxed lunch and we ran back upstairs and we got in line and we just ate our lunches there. Because we ended up being in line for the core for like 30 minutes. And honestly, that was a good time. Last year, people were talking about how they were in line for like an hour, if not more. And so all these people on the line were like, oh my gosh, you guys are so smart. You went and got lunch. And we were like, dude, we're hangry. Like, we're hungry. We can't sit in line and not eat and then have to go to another training. So you're definitely going to want to plan for Friday and Saturday to be at kind of the central training area all day, which means you need to prepare yourself. So you're going to want to make sure that you've got your shaker bottle. You're going to want to make sure that you've got water or you've got a couple little individual Shaco packets. You're going to want to make sure that you have snacks. I did not bring enough snacks last year, and I was hangry. And I got really hangry a lot. So you're going to want to make sure that you definitely come prepared. You're going to want to check. So last year, I know that they had some restrictions on the stadium with like not bringing in certain bags, and then they changed it. I haven't seen anything this year about any restrictions. So I highly recommend you bring a big enough bag to carry all your stuff. So yeah, Elena, that's how we felt. Like we were, I remember at one point, like just, I think I was like eating somebody's random, like somebody had popcorn, remember Megan? And I was like inhaling their popcorn and I felt really bad because I think I ate almost all of it.
I do remember there were being one restriction that we didn't know ahead of time, and that was like with the water bottles and the hockey arena. So right? It was a hockey arena, correct?
I think the same restrictions are in place this year, and that's for the big general session. So we have like our individual like speakers, and then it's kind of like I think it's called general session. It's like where the big speakers speak. And we basically
I'm so excited.
And we go into this huge auditorium. And last year, and I believe it's the same setup this year, you couldn't take in any like open drinks. So like you couldn't take in an opened water bottle. Like they were making people pour them out. So that's something to also know before going in there. And we'll send out some reminders like with all of that on there. But what you're really going to want to do, and all this stuff you can find on the Coach Summit site as well as in the app. So that's why I said it's a really great idea to make sure that you have those, you're reading through them, you check through it. So last year, here was one of the areas that like after Summit, I kind of made my list of like what I needed to make sure to not do. So last year, I ended up totaling up how much money I spent on snacks, on eating out. So we ate out a lot. We ate out pretty much every day for a couple meals. And how much I spent just like on that alone was ridiculous. Like it was ridiculous. And I was really mad at myself because I was like, man, I spent so much money and it wasn't like it was on mindless stuff. So that's one of the really exciting things about having the house this year is that we are going to have the flexibility to be able to have food at the house that we can take with us. So I have subscribed, I use this service. I can't even remember what it's called. I think it's called Ship It or something. It's a grocery delivery service. I used it for my sister's bachelorette party. So I already paid for the membership for a year, which is awesome. So basically what it means is when we get to the house, I can pull up my membership on my phone, and it basically is an online grocery store. So I can scroll through and I can pick out food, any food that we want, and then they deliver it to the house, which is amazing, which means we don't have to go to a store and waste that time. Certainly, if you want to, you are more than welcome to go to a store, but that is available to you whenever we get there. What we'll do is we'll just kind of split up the costs for everybody who's ordering, but we'll be able to order a ton of food to have at the house to be able to take with us. And that way we don't have to travel with a lot of food. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like to like lose space in my car with a whole bunch of like food if I can just get it there and then put it straight in the fridge. And perk, like somebody's gonna deliver it and carry it in for me. I'm kind of lazy when it comes to that. So I'm really excited. So if that's something that you are interested in, just keep that in mind prior to the trip, that you don't have to buy a whole bunch of food or you don't have to pack a ton of food if you don't want to. You will have the ability to be able to get some when we get there. And we'll have a full kitchen and things like that. So if you're wanting to cook, you're wanting to make food at the house and take with you, you're going to be able to do that, which is super nice. So training. One other thing that you're going to want to make sure that you bring. So in certain training sessions, it was really cold. So make sure that you bring something like a jacket. A lot of people didn't bring jackets last year and were like freezing. And you have to think, so we had like a 6 a.m. workout, I think last year. We worked out, we ended up staying in the downtown area and we went and ate breakfast, and then we went to our next training. So we were in training or basically downtown from like 6 a.m. to I think like 5 or 5:30 p.m. So we were in like little bitty tanks and our little bitty shorts, and we got sweaty, and then we cooled down and we were in these auditoriums and we were freezing. We were really, really cold. So make sure that you bring like a jacket or even bring a change of clothes if you're gonna wanna change at some point, depending on how your workout is. You're definitely gonna want to bring, so a notepad or a journal or a tablet, whatever you're gonna use to take notes, because you're gonna take a ton. I remember just having my phone and just taking pictures of the slides. Literally just sitting there and taking pictures of the slides, because they don't always send out that material after Summit. Sometimes they did, like I got some of the slides I feel like, but I didn't get all of them. So definitely make sure, too, that you bring like a portable phone charger. That's something that I bought this year. So I bought just a little portable charger that I can charge and take with me for the day that doesn't need to be plugged into a wall. That way I can charge my electronics because, one, you have to remember how many Beachbody coaches are there and how many of them are using their devices. So like outlets were hard to come by if you could even find one. And two, you're going to be using your phone or your tablet all day for the most part during those trainings. So that's definitely something I would recommend bringing. If you've got one, go ahead and bring it. If not, you can usually find them fairly cheap. And again, a bag to carry all your junk, because you're going to be squirreling. You're going to be squirreling a lot. And you're honestly going to feel like you're rushing all of Friday and Saturday. Like, Megan, would you agree? Okay. Like, you just felt like you were running the whole time. And so like you at points would just be carrying your jacket and your bag and your notebook and a turkey sandwich and like your Shaco bottle, trying to like run and get in line or go and see things. Or like Bonnie Engel would walk by or Amy Silverman and you'd be like fangirling with all your stuff. So
awesome.
Or Megan would grab onto my backpack and almost kill me. So make sure you bring like a backpack or something that you can put all of your stuff in. The trainings themselves are freaking amazing. So prepare yourself to just be mind blown and prepare yourself to be taking in a ton of information. So that's one thing last year we really didn't get a chance to do. So we kind of went and we would do a lot of training and we really weren't like rehashing it with other coaches or like the rest of the team. So that's something that I think with us having the house, I'm super excited about because I know like Megan and Amanda and I would kind of end up sitting outside for a little bit and we just like word vomit on the amazing stuff that we were learning and we were super excited about and wanting to implement it. So I definitely want to do that at the house, which is going to be super nice that we're all there together. And yeah, especially Ray, that's an awesome point. I love that we don't have everybody going to the exact same track. So last year, Amanda went to a different track than Megan and I. So that's why we were sitting there like learning some stuff that Amanda had learned that she loved and that she was super pumped about, that like we didn't get to experience that. So we want to make sure that, and again, I'm not saying that every night I'm going to sit everybody down and be like, all right, for 4 hours, we're going to sit here and we're going to have a meeting. Like, and I know that you guys don't expect that from me. But I really want to make sure that when we're having this training, we're coming back, we're sharing it and we're brainstorming, because you are going to have so many ideas in your head about how to implement it with your business. So like Megan and I were running outside after trainings and taking videos to post in the tribe group and taking videos to share with our other coaches because you're just like, there's so much information going on. So I definitely want you guys to be going in with that mindset that you're going to learn a ton, but also to not be afraid to like share that with everybody else and share that experience. And yes, Elena, thank God for live. Like Summit Week, oh my goodness, Facebook is going to be just blowing up because people are going to be going crazy. On Saturday, so Saturday again is another full day of training, but at the end of Saturday, we have the closing ceremony. So last year, I was not prepared for how long it was, 2, how hot it was. Y'all, I about died. I think I did die. I think I died like 3 or 4 times. We were waiting for a shuttle bus last year that the shuttles were a hot mess. So I highly recommend not taking the shuttles. Certainly you can test them out, but last year, nobody liked them. They were late for everything. Like I'm talking an hour late, 45 minutes late. The lines were really crazy. So certainly, again, I'm not saying don't take them. You can test them out. Maybe it'll be better run this year. But we're close enough to where we're going to be able to either walk or we can take our vehicles down there. So last year, I drove down and just did parking during the day, which ended up being super, super cheap because we would split it. I think it was, Megan, what was it? Like $20 maybe a day, or 12 or $20. And so, yes, Michelle, it was like people were getting crazy. So we ended up parking right downtown. There was a parking garage literally that connected to the building that most of the training was at. And I parked there last year, and there was plenty of parking. And like I said, it was either 12 or 20 bucks a day. And we would just take turns either paying for it or splitting it up. And it's super close from our house. So we can either walk or we can carpool and take vehicles down there. Or certainly you can use Uber or Lyft, whatever you want. But I'm not a big advocate of those shuttles because, again, like people were depending on them to get on time for stuff, and then they were late. So for that, Megan, we are less than, I need to look up the exact mileage. I think we're like 3 to 5 miles, but don't like quote me on that. So I need to double check and go and look. Yes, Uber, Shay, that's all I used was Uber for my sister's bachelorette party, and it was like the holy grail of happiness. I loved it. It was so cheap when you had a big group of people, and it was awesome that nobody like had to worry about driving and things like that. So Uber is, if you haven't used Uber, it's amazing. I probably anticipate using it when I'm down there because, again, it's affordable and it's super easy to get. But you also, again, have to keep in mind how many other coaches are going to be there. So like taxi service, shuttles, Ubers, they might take a little bit longer. So just go into that knowing, because I forgot how many Beachbody coaches there are. Like I forgot how many there are, and I forgot that like this summit program sells out. It sells out every single year, and it's not even all the Beachbody coaches there are, but we're all in one area. So it's like an infestation of Beachbody coaches. So Saturday, the closing ceremony, again, it's in the evening, but it is hot. It is hot, hot, hot. So last year we got there, a little bit late because our shuttle was late. We ended up sitting like at the very top, which honestly, I don't think it mattered where you sat. I think it was just hot in general. And we all kind of looked cute. So we kind of dressed up because it was a closing ceremony and we wanted to be like pretty. We were like, I wore a little romper. My romper looked like I peed my pants, like the whole bottom of it. Luckily it was like a white or cream color. It was soaked. It was soaked because we were sweating so bad. And like Josie was dying. Josie was like, Shauna, my face is melting off. Like we were just pouring sweat. So not saying you don't want to dress up for that, but just keep that in mind that it's going to be really hot, a lot of people all together. But after that, Saturday night is kind of the fun night. So Saturday night after opening or closing ceremonies was done, it ended up lasting until, Megan, what was it, like 10 or 10:30? Yeah. So, I mean, it goes a little bit late. It was like 10 or 10:30. And when it got done, we all went downtown and we just bar hopped and we had a great time. So you can kind of anticipate we'll probably do something similar. In terms of, so people always ask, like, what do I wear? Megan can like agree, I overpacked so bad last year. It's not even funny. Megan, are you like getting off mute or are you typing how much I packed? I packed so much because, and there's probably some of you guys like this, it was my first time going, and so I didn't know what to bring. Like, yes, and I'm not kidding, I brought like 40 outfits. I didn't know what to bring. I had tons of shoes. I had so much stuff that like I didn't even wear. It was stupid. 95% of what I wore was workout gear. So tank tops, shorts, tennis shoes, flip-flops, and like jackets. That's pretty much what I wore almost every single day. I brought, and like this year, I'll do the same. I'll probably bring 1 or 2, like not necessarily workout, but like comfy outfits to walk around downtown. And then I'll probably bring like 2 dressier outfits. And when I say dressy outfits, I'm not talking about like a prom dress. I'm like not black tie. I'm talking like a little romper or like some comfy jean shorts and wedges and like a cardigan, not a cardigan. What are those things called? What are the things? You know what I'm talking about. What are they? I don't know what they're called. It's not a shawl either. I'm only picking old lady terms right now. 80s party? Yes. We're going to have yes, kind of like a poncho, Michelle. This is ridiculous. I can't remember what it is. So just bring whatever you're going to be comfortable in. Like I said, I think we only really dressed up 2 nights. Like I know I dressed up for kimono. Yes, it's kind of like a kimono. Of course, the Asian forgot it was a kimono. I failed my people. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I think we only really dressed up for like 2 nights last year. So Megan and I dressed up like the first night we got there. Shay, I am Asian. Didn't you know? I'm the token Asian of the group. I think we dressed up the first night we were there when we went out, and we wore like dresses and cowboy boots. And then we dressed up on closing ceremony night, and I wore like a little romper with wedges. Speaking to, oh my God, you guys are killing me. Stop chatting. I'm getting distracted. So don't feel like you need to bring a ton of stuff. I'm definitely bringing my cowboy boots. I'm definitely bringing some comfortable shoes because you are going to be walking around quite a bit. I will have apparel, so I'm super, super excited. I will be, what is Ashley? Ashley, it is okay. You do not have to wear cowboy boots. Nobody will judge you. I think I only wore them. I think I wore them we wore them the night we were going to go line dancing. So there was like a beach body event. It was supposed to be for our upline.
It's not even worth talking about, Shauna. It's not even worth bringing it up.
I know, it was stupid. I know, Shay. Stop judging me. It was, yeah, we ended up wearing boots for a line dancing event we didn't even stay at because it was stupid. So don't feel like you have to bring them. So I will have Coach apparel, so Tribe apparel for everybody. So I'll be sending look on Monday. I will have kind of a graphic of what it will look like, what your options are, and we will do orders all next week, and then they will be in the week before Summit. So certainly I can mail them to you, but I'll probably just bring the bulk of them with me up to Summit and give it to everybody at the house. So you guys will have that as well. Let me look down at my notes, see if I'm missing anything else. Megan, can you think of anything I'm kind of missing?
Nothing to like let them know of, but I was wondering, and I don't know if any other girls are interested in this, of us doing some kind of a tribe dinner one of the nights and having kind of a fun, just chill, like let's all hang out one night, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. At the, and like make dinner at the house, have some wine, something like that.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask everybody, what you guys thought. Because again, like I want to make sure you guys don't feel like we're planning everything out for you. But I think it would definitely be really fun for us to like actually have, yes, a dance party and rage. So I was thinking potentially we could do it Wednesday because we don't have training all day Thursday. So if we did it, are we going to meet for dinner in Wentzville before we go again? For those who cannot make it. So Wednesday, Wednesday we'll be in Nashville. So we'll actually be leaving on Wednesday morning. It's about, from my house, it's about a 5.5-hour drive to Nashville. So I'm planning on leaving that morning, like around 9 a.m. That'll put us in town a little bit early. One thing too we'll want to make sure is to get in town before rush hour traffic. So that's what I'm kind of wanting to do because Nashville is big and there's a lot of people that are going to be going into town. So my goal is to leave at about 9:30 from my house so that we can get there relatively early and kind of beat that rush hour crowd. So people who are coming in, last year we ate together and the next day you'll stop. Yeah, so Ray, on that Tuesday before we leave, so everybody, we're leaving on Wednesday. On Tuesday, anybody who wants to can come out to my house. So we're going to do dinner at my house, all barbecue. You can stay the night, and then we'll leave on Wednesday for everybody who's traveling. So anybody who wants to is invited to come out on Tuesday to my house. We'll be barbecuing out there. The pool will still be open, so surely if people want to hop in and swim, they can. but then we'll be leaving that Wednesday morning from my house around 9 or 9:30. So if you are not planning on staying the night or you're planning on meeting us somewhere, definitely message me so then we can make sure to coordinate where we need to meet people and who we need to pick up. I know is anybody else planning on driving? I know I for sure am driving. Is anybody else planning on driving? Anybody? We might need some more drivers. I'm like, we might need some more drivers. I think Shannon said that she was driving too, I want to say. But we can figure out the car situation. I'm not too worried about that.
We can take my car. I don't recommend letting me drive.
Megan can't drive. So Megan can't drive. It's in our liability paperwork. Megan can't drive. So yeah, we can figure out. I'm not too worried about the car situation. We'll figure out who's all wanting to leave from my house, and then we'll figure out who all is needing to be picked up, and we can coordinate driving, because we've got 12 people total. Ray, I bought walkie-talkies. So yes, I bought some walkie-talkies so that we can play on the drive up, and then also we can play in the house, which was really fun.
Did you seriously buy walkie-talkies?
I absolutely bought walkie-talkies. And 4, so everybody needs to come up with your trucker name. Be real fun. We're classy. We are so classy. So I'm thinking, I don't know, what do you guys think in terms of doing like a dinner or something up there? Like I said, I was thinking maybe Wednesday, only because I knew we didn't have
else going on.
Training. Yeah, we don't have a full day of training, because when I'm talking like team dinner, I don't mean like super serious. I mean, like, we're going to turn on some ridiculous music. We're going to dance. We're going to have fun. We're probably going to drink some beverages so that people can like bust out their awkward. It's just going to be a fun evening. Like, we'll probably have some goodies for you guys. So we'll have some fun little goodies. So I would vote for Wednesday, but what's your guys' opinion? What do you guys think? You guys can go off mute too.
I am all for Wednesday night, just because we know for sure there is nothing going on that night. And I'm not sure when like Success Club or any other little party is.
I think I think Success Club is, there's something with Success Club.
And then Leadership Ladder is Friday, maybe?
Yeah. And then it's because it's not the closing ceremony day. Like, there's nothing on Saturday, because that was like just for closing ceremony. So I think
I just looked it up. Opening session Thursday. Leadership Ladder and Success Club party are Friday, plus the celebrity workouts. And then Saturday is closing session.
Yeah.
So Wednesday would be the only night that was like actually legitimately free. Because I remember us going like busting butt from where we were to get, like straight from training, go home, shower, get to where you need to be on those other nights.
Yeah. I felt like Thursday and Friday were just crazy. Like, they were super, super packed. Thursday, Friday, excuse me. And Saturday during the day just felt super busy. So if everybody's good with it, we'll probably plan on Wednesday, which will be kind of nice. So when we get in town on Wednesday, we can always go downtown. So I thought it was really fun last year. We all just went downtown and we walked around. So we walked, we did some shopping. We, I think, went to like, a candy store, a boot shop, a whole bunch of souvenir places. Like, we just walked around downtown. And then we can come back to the house and we can do dinner there, because we've got like the full kitchen. We've got a big grill. So we can make a big dinner. We can make some adult beverages. And Ray asked what the surprise is. I'm getting y'all strippers. No, I'm just kidding. No, just kidding. Look at Elena's like,
Ashley.
He'll be vibing. They will be vibing. It will be great. I'm in. Okay, so maybe I should get strippers. Like, everybody is down for this. Megan, it'll be a pre-bachelorette party. It'll be great. It'll be so much fun. So yeah, so if everybody's cool with that, we'll plan on Wednesday being the tribe party night. What questions do you guys have for us? Like any and everything. Any? None? Somebody has to have a question. Y'all haven't been. Elena, you have a question. I know you do.
So how much money would you think we would need to bring? Like 200?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like last year, I think I ended up spending, when I totaled it up, I'm trying to remember. I think with gas and everything included, and again, I overspent. So I spent like $500. But that was like buying stuff at the core. So like I bought some apparel, that was like everything, and eating out. So I think $200 should probably be plenty. Because your house will already be paid for, so that's really just if you're going to be purchasing stuff at the core, and that's the thing. So some of the stuff at the core is going to be kind of expensive. So if you're wanting to get a shirt or a sweatshirt, it might be $45 or $50. So just think about that, and just, I'm trying to think. Megan, how much do you think you spent?
I mean, I didn't really buy anything at the core. I think I got the performance line because I thought it was cool and it was brand new. The baby spent $40 at the core, and then most of mine was food and beverages. So I wouldn't say I spent more than $200. There's no way I spent more than $200. But I ate, every single breakfast we ate out, every single lunch we ate out, every single dinner we ate out, and hopefully we won't have to do that this year. So,
yeah, I wouldn't anticipate you would need to bring any more than $200. I feel like that will be plenty. Anybody else? Any other good questions? I'm trying to think anything else that like I felt like snuck up on us last year. Can you think? And I'll be bringing, so like I've got, not that this matters, not that this is going to save, it'll save some money. So I'll be bringing some alcohol off the house. So, priority. So I'll be bringing some stuff just for the house and a couple things like snacks and things like that. So alcohol.
Thank you. Okay.
I'll be bringing some booze because that was one thing I know that the grocery delivery does not deliver alcohol, obviously, because they don't know if you're 21. So certainly we could run to a liquor store and things like that. There is not a pool at the house, but I believe that there's a hot tub. I need to double check. I'm pretty sure that there's a hot tub. I know that there was like a rooftop deck. I know that there wasn't a pool, but there's definitely like a rooftop deck. Yes, there's a washer and dryer, which is really nice. So we can do laundry, which is amazing. Lots of closet space, lots of big showers, tribe showers together. Yep, it'll be a great time. It'll be so much fun. How many sinking bathrooms? That's really important. I believe that there's 3 bathrooms. I think there was 3. So we'll have to organize all of those to make sure that we've got plenty of space around. So beds, I'll have to go back and look on that. I know it's sleeps, but we have 12 people going. I think it said it sleeps up to 14, but I think some of those are like pull-out sleeper sofas. So I know like for the majority of it, most of them are beds. I think that there's maybe 1 or 2 like big sleeper sofas. And it's very similar. So I rented a house almost identical to it for my sister's bachelorette party. And we had 16 girls. And I was kind of worried going into it that we weren't going to have enough room. And like I said, it's almost identical to this house. And we had a ton of room. So I'm pretty excited about that. Dry erase boards. Yeah, we'll bring some dry erase boards. And I know there were some people who like weren't morning people. So I'm sure people will be getting up at all different times. I will be bringing tons of boo-boo wipes. If Megan doesn't use them, She's not sleeping with me anymore. No more. Chris said you can't spend the night either unless you wipe your crusty butt.
I'm going to be rubbing it on you like, hey.
Ashley, yes. Your son's like, this sounds like the right kind of party. Boo-boo wipes, pink and thrones, alcohol. Like, who knew we're going for business? Who knew? Who knew?
Oh, goodness.
I'm trying to think of anything else. They'll have plenty of towels and things. And now he's I shouldn't have given him a shout out. Sorry, dude. There'll be plenty of towels. Trying to think. Make sure you bring like your toiletries, like normal stuff like that. Trying to think anything. I don't feel like I forgot anything last year. I just feel like I didn't. I just brought too much. I brought way too much stuff last year.
I mean, I forgot a jacket. I was one of those wearing Shauna's jacket the whole weekend. So definitely bring something. But honestly, like, and just be prepared to be exhausted at the end of the day. So bring your Energize.
Yes, Ray.
Go by going to bed early. Like, just plan on not getting sleep is basically what I would say. Like, I think we went to bed at like earliest midnight most nights, and we were up by 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we were also 30 minutes away drive time. So
yeah.
That's going to be a little different this year. Thank goodness.
Yes, I think we're a lot closer, which is nice. But yeah, Megan hit the nail on the head. Like, just expect to be, I just burped. Expect to be really busy. So expect to just be on the go, go, go. So as much as you can prepare yourself to, like, again, have those snacks, have stuff just really handy for you so that, again, like, you don't get hangry, you don't get stressed out. Again, download that app. You're going to want to make sure the one thing that isn't in the app is going to be your confirmation. So you are, just in case, because I remember a couple people last year had issues with like their confirmation, like with their lunches or something like that. I don't remember who it was, but they sent you like a little when you finished. So remember when we had to go on, it was like stress apocalypse when we had to go and pick our track and it was freezing. Like, who died multiple times? I was like dying trying to register for that. And they sent you a confirmation email. And I think it has like a little barcode on the bottom. Go ahead and just print that out just to be safe. I printed that out last year again with like a copy of the agenda and the track schedule. Because too, it's also nice to know if you've got coaches going or other coaches, like, to know where they're going to be at. Yeah, right, or screenshot. Whatever, again, is going to be helpful for you. You just want to be, I'm of the mindset you want to be as prepared as possible. And it's nice to just have stuff super handy so you don't feel rushed. Because, again, sometimes you're leaving from one training and you've got like 5 minutes to go get your lunch and go and get in line somewhere else for your training. And like, we were standing in line for a couple of our trainings. Which hall was that in? Megan, do you remember which hall? Like, we stood in line and we got close to it and there was like 70 people in the wrong line. Megan, do you remember that? And they moved them all because the people did not read their things. So all these people were like in the wrong line and they were late to their next session. And why that sucks is because like some of the sessions last year, like people were sitting on the floor in the back. So like there's definitely seats, there's plenty of seats, but sometimes you want to sit a little bit closer or you want to sit together with your group. So again, just be familiar with your schedule. Like anything else as you're traveling, read through it.
Ray, when we get there on Wednesday, they give you, like you go and check in, and that's when we saw Amy Silverman, holy hell, but you check in and they give you like all of your passes, I believe, right, Shauna? So you get like a little badge and it has your name, it has your rank, and all that fun stuff, but then it also has, I think, all of your passes, and you just give them a pass, or maybe I'm thinking of a teaching conference, but I think that's how it went.
That's it. So we went and we picked it up, and it was like a little, those clear lanyards. And so like it had your name in it with your rank. And then it also had which trainings you signed up for. And like it'll say the hall. And then it also had like your food tickets. So like what we all did that was really handy is we just folded the whole things together and just put that in there and kept all of them in there. So then we weren't even worried about having to
wristbands.
Yeah, and the wristbands. So they gave you wristbands too, for which track you're on. So you'll get a wristband for your track.
And your workouts.
For your workouts. You'll get a wristband if you signed up for the shuttle. They give you wristbands if you qualified for any Success Club events or any like incentive events. So you'll get all of that when we first get there. So when we first get there, we're able to go and check in and get all that stuff, which is super nice. I'm trying to think of anything else. Megan, are we missing anything?
I don't think so. It was seriously like the best, I hate to say this, but like the best couple days of my life. Like it was just so fun. And like, you know, like you get out of college and you don't get that much girl time unless you go on girl trips. And even if you go on girl trips, they're usually bachelorette parties. And there's always that one girl that you don't really like. Well, it's not like this, you know, like we're with people that we love and we are like-minded, and it's just, I can't even describe it. Like, I'm so excited that each and every one of you guys are going. Like, I think we have such a great dynamic of women going, for sure. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yes. And oh my gosh, it's just a blast. And you know what? If you're not super prepared and you get there, like you figure it out. Like I felt like last year, like I didn't have any idea what I was doing. Megan, did you feel like you knew what you were doing? Because I didn't.
No,
like,
if you forget something, Shauna probably packed an extra for you. So.
I probably will. But yeah, it's almost overwhelming, like how much fun it is. And I think it also too, so we all go through those periods where like we get discouraged, like in our business, or we get kind of overwhelmed, or we get run down, you know, or we get frustrated, or we just like are kind of like losing some mojo. And I think it's really easy for that to happen in the summer because there's so much going on, and you know what, people's interests are all over the place. And I feel like it's timed so perfectly because I remember going last year and just coming back with so much fire, with just so much knowledge and new connections, like outside of our team, like meeting other people and just getting so many great ideas from amazing people. Like they're literally putting the leaders in this business on a platter and giving it to us. And these incredible speakers who like we talk about and who we read their personal development books, we get to sit there and we get to listen to them. So just go into it. I think we went into it not expecting that was going to happen. I thought it was going to be really like training. I felt like I was going to go into like a seminar. Like that's how I went into it thinking like it was just going to be hardcore training. And I left feeling like my cup was almost too full. Like I just learned so much, not necessarily information, but more about like what I wanted to do as a coach and how I could implement things. So I'm super, super excited for all of you guys. We need to nail down a few more details, I think, just on travel, on like meeting up and which cars are going and all that good stuff. So again, if you are planning on meeting at my house on Tuesday night, just shoot me a message, or you can write it in the group. That way I can kind of get a head count. If you're not planning on that and we need to figure out where to meet you, go ahead and comment that too. That way we can go ahead and get all that organized for everybody. But other than that, if you guys have any other questions, seriously, feel free to ask. Amanda wasn't able to be on the call, but feel free to shoot her a message. She had a mind-blowing experience. If she was somebody who didn't know like anybody on our team before she went, and she was super nervous. She was living in Texas at the time, so she had flown in, and she honestly like was kind of like, I don't even know if I want to go, like last minute. And she honestly, probably out of our entire group, Megan, would you not agree? Like probably left feeling so impacted by it. So I'm super excited for you guys. So Ray, on our team, I think we have 12 people total who are going. That doesn't include like our upline. So there's a ton of boss ladies who are going, Josie and Kat, and we're going to be trying to obviously do some stuff with them too, like meeting up with them and with their girls. I need to check with Josie. I'm not quite sure how many of her people are going. But I think she's got a pretty good group, and I believe Kat does too. So our team total, I'm sure there's probably a good amount of us. But from 3 last year to 12 this year, like I'm just excited. And next year I feel like all your guys' businesses are going to be just insane, and we're going to have like, I'm going to like shit my pants. We're going to have so many people, which is just really exciting. Really excited. So I'll bring even more Blue White. It'll be awesome. So it is just now 8 o'clock. Nailed it. Does anybody have any questions like you feel we didn't answer, or anything that's like lurking in your brain that you're kind of like, how the heck does this work? If not, feel free to send us a message.
I don't have a question. I'm trying to figure out my traveling and how I'm going to get there.
Okay.
So, because
are you coming into St. Louis?
yeah, I'll be driving in probably, I'll probably be driving in, or fly and then just drive Megan's car.
True. Because I can always, like that Tuesday, like I could always pick you up. Like if you needed to be picked up and you wanted to, if you're not driving,
Yeah.
let me know. But then also we've got a couple girls who are like around St. Louis, so we'll be meeting like somewhere central before we head out from like the St. Louis area.
Well, if I'm in St. Louis, Tuesday's happening. So my mom will drop me off if I fly in.
Partly was going to be like, if you don't come to my house on Tuesday, I'm going to punch you in the face. And I wasn't going to say that out loud. I was going to private message you.
So I just got to figure out like when I'm going to get into town, and then just how. I just got to figure that out. So that's all. That wasn't a question. It was just a comment. So
when you figure it out, yeah, just let us know. Well, somebody will come and get you. Won't leave you. Anybody else? Good questions. I know you guys are sending a couple of messages on Facebook, so I'll go and check those too.
Elena, I don't know if there's like I don't know what road we take. I didn't drive, and I'm awful with direction. Like from St. Louis, where do we go, Shauna? South.
So we will take 55.
Yeah, if I were coming from Farmington, I could just meet you guys on 55. Yeah. But I'll be coming from my parents' house, which is
in Owensville. You said it's in Owensville?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, this is going to be in Cuba, which is not that far from Owensville.
Who will be?
Ashley.
Ashley said she was. Because that would actually probably work pretty well. Because
Cuba's like
I think there may be
Owensville every day. It's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like 20 or 30 minutes. So that actually would work out perfect.
Okay.
So yeah, Elena, if you want to touch base with Ashley, like that's awesome, Ashley. That's killer. That just like solved her problem. Because yeah, it's only like 20, 25 minutes apart from each other.
Yeah, I drive through Owensville every day. I'm there in 20 minutes from my place, so it's no big deal at all.
Sounds good.
I didn't realize you were that close to there. Good old, I haven't been in Owensville in forever. Or Cuba. Trying to think.
I don't know why you would.
I know, right? Like I go there. Back in my glory days of basketball, we used to play Owensville because I was from Rolla.
Oh yeah.
So Nikki just messaged that she's not heading up until Wednesday either, so she won't be meeting us Tuesday. So I don't know if you all three wanted to meet somewhere and just meet us in Nashville, or I don't know where you would go from there. I don't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got some options, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely.
We can figure that out. I know for the most part, the other girls, excuse me, I keep burping. This makes me burp. LaCroix makes me burp really bad. I know most of the other girls, I think, are at least kind of around the St. Louis area or a little bit outside the St. Louis area. I'm trying to think anybody else. I know Amanda, I need to check with her because Amanda will be coming from Springfield. So I know hers is like, she's coming somewhere a little bit different, but I wanted to see, depending on when she can leave, because Kat and Josie are in Springfield now. So potentially she might be able to ride up with them because since Jessica Blair isn't going anymore, Josie has her house. And Josie's house and our house are like they're really, really close to each other. So like if Amanda needed to come from Springfield, she could always hitch a ride. So yeah, we can figure out for anybody needing like the ride plans. I think we've got a couple different options, so we'll figure those all out. Anything else you guys can think of? Well, I'm sure, and like leading up to it, we'll probably want to maybe hop on another call. Like don't feel like I'm 3. I know, Ray, isn't that nuts? Like 3 to 12. Like last year, I'm not even kidding you. Last year we sat there and I think, Megan, what did we say? Didn't we say we wanted 10 people? Didn't we say we wanted to come with 10 people?
I think it was like 9. I think we wanted to like triple our number or whatever.
It was so funny and we sat there and it's actually, I'm just now remembering it. So I'm like actually getting kind of like weepy. So we sat there and we were like, oh my gosh. Like I remember feeling like we thought it was going to be like, it was going to mean we were legit. Like, we were like, it's going to mean that we're legit if we have, like, 9 or 10 people who are going. Like, we were so excited. And then I remember we came back and, like, all of you guys, like, within a matter of, like, a week or something, you guys all freaking signed up. So that's what I want you guys to be excited about because, like, how much growth happened in a year. So just think about your ladies right now. Think about the people that you're building, you know, men and women, you're building underneath your team, who are going to watch you for the first time go to this event. And you guys all decided to go because you saw how freaking amazing everybody else had such an amazing time at it, right? So think of all the people who are looking at you as a leader, who are going to see you going, who are going to see you super pumped about it and pouring all this energy, who are going to want to go with you next year. So like my goal for you guys is for that same thing to happen. So that next year, what if each of us had 10 more people that went? Like, what if next year it's 100 people? Like, what if it, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, a little crazy. So
then we would be taking, what is it, Fit and Fabulous? The one with the really pretty husband?
Darren, oh, so pretty. Oh my God, so pretty. Yes, Fit and Funky.
Yeah, and they were taking their pictures, and I was like, I want to be that team. We're going to be that team.
If we had that many people, I'm not even kidding you, I would pay to get us a big ass bus and take a party bus. Like I'm not, you know, if we had that many people, I would be like, sign me up. We're taking a bus and we'd pick everybody up. So maybe that's our goal next year is that we're taking a party bus. How fun would that be?
You're
I
not.
don't have to drive. All right, ladies. Well, I'm gonna hop off here. So if you guys have any other questions, like I said, Ray, yes, they do. She asked if all the top coaches walk around. Autumn Calabrese literally like brushed my shoulder and I think I died. And she is tiny. She made me feel like a beefcake. Like she is this thing.
She's a tight little nugget. Like everything about her is like.
There's nothing that moves, just her. Lindsay Matway, I mean, Brittany Leggett, Amy Silverman, Bonnie Engel, like you literally see these people passing you in the street, which is insane.
But
and
they're all dressed up and looking like perfect.
They come with like a team, so they have like people doing their hair and makeup while they're there. Like, nobody got time for that. So yeah, you are gonna see people. Don't be afraid to say hi. Megan's that's her goal this year is to say hi. Don't be afraid to say hi. Yes, they're real people too. You'll get to see them. It'll be fun. Coach goals make me pretty. Yelena, you kill me.
Lash extensions, hey.
Yes, I'm trying. I have had a pair of hair extensions in one of 8 million carts that I have open on my internet. You know what I mean? Like everybody has those carts full of clothes and shoes and like journals and all kinds of stuff that you don't buy. They just sit there. I've had a pair of hair extensions in a cart. I keep getting email reminders to check out. They've been in there for like 3 months because I was like, I'm going to get some for Summit. I don't know if I will. We'll see. Maybe we can all get some tribe extensions. I'll just have insane ones. Okay, guys. If you guys have any other questions, like I said, holler, let us know. we'll probably hop on another call just to like iron everything out. But again, if something pops up, you see something, you have a question, just shoot us a message, and literally the countdown begins. Great. Oh, I'm so excited! So I hope you guys are excited too. Megan, don't forget to stop recording.